having attended new student orientation week programming. So I mean, we have the readership program, we have Tapestry, and we have the RA events, and that's pretty much the big three in terms of what you have to attend. And my memory from freshman year is that pretty much nobody pays attention to any of them. So I guess a question for you, I mean, we want to do something, and we definitely want freshmen to be oriented about mental health awareness, but is an orientation week, a big giant orientation week event, the best event to actually get people to pay attention to the resources that are available?
We were told that by calling it a required event, just as Tapestry is called a required event, we'll get 70 to 80% of the incoming student population. And when you consider community approaches to health, that this is really the best venue for that.
So the thought is that you're going to capture the most listeners, I guess, with making it a required orientation event.
Right.
Okay. And so, again, the thought of sort of to continue the conversation, continue the dialogue at least. Yeah, we can rush and get past this today, and we can sort of create this orientation week event. But has there any been given thought at all? I know that all these people sort of said yes, let's do it, but to sort of take a step back and say, okay, what about small group events, anything else other than one giant required orientation week event? My point is, sure, we would miss the day and vote on it now, but why does this have to be done right today, right this minute? I know that again, all these people sort of pledge their support to this idea, ephemerally, but we get down to the nitty gritty, I guess. From I hear the seat ears nodding, and so I guess I'll yield to them. I'd like to hear their thoughts.
Well, if you look at the
I'd like to hear yours as well.
Okay, but if you look at the be it further resolved clause, the structure of the event in terms of will it be small groups or will it be one big Bailey Hall thing is completely at the determination of the VP of Academics. Well, I'm answering the question, so. I mean, it's in the resume.
All right, if you don't want to speak, you don't have to.
Okay.
All right.
Do you guys? I'm just curious.
Sorry, so
well, I'm just curious, sort of what other ideas are out there about, ways to orient people about mental health issues. I mean, I'm just wondering why we're going to be settled on this one giant event as sort of the de facto if we're going to do this.
So at least our understanding from having read the resolution, I don't think I've heard any of the amendments, but it seems like the reason that we give campus now is because there's so much energy and so much motivation to do this. And also, it seemed like there'd be a lot of opportunity to tailor this specifically to the concerns that lots of people would have. No one's going to really get a lot out of a humongous program in Barton, the book project where a lot of people tend to leave. But if you look in our letter, we did put in a couple of suggestions about the structure. Also, I think, did you mention small group discussions?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that yours is particularly well suited to help facilitate. It's something that has been shown to be really helpful, so getting people just to talk about it, that would also help alleviate a lot of the stigma, I think, too, about seeking help.
Did you have a question that you want to make? Go.
So it's my understanding that Tapestry is broken up into several different groups that are done at several different times during orientation. Why not do something like that, or tie it in with Tapestry and do it all at the same time?
We're not saying we're not doing something like this. Tapestry is adding a couple of skits, but this is a different type of event than Tapestry. It's not students doing skits. In terms of, is it going to be one big giant thing in Bailey Hall, or will it be those 150 people Tapestry type events? That is at the complete determination of the, as you can see in the resolution, the VP of Academic Student Services, the Dean of Students, and the Director of Mental Health Initiatives, Tim Marshall. So that decision won't be made by us.
So what does this resolution exactly do?
It says that the student, I mean, you can read it, right? It says that the Student Assembly recommends that a required event be added to orientation.
And it just makes no recommendation about how that...
Well, we state, if you could read could people read the resolution, it states a few things that we want to see in the event. However, it states that we want to leave the structure of the event, whether it is small group discussions, whether it is in Bailey Hall, up to those head people.
Was that good?
I was going to say that.
Okay, so now we'll requires a majority vote. So we'll go ahead and do a hand vote. All those in favor of moving this to business of the day, please raise your hand. 8. All those against? By vote 8 to 6, we got? Yeah, by vote 8 to 6, the resolution will be moved to business of the day. And now we can open it up for debate, comments, and opinions, or questions. Who's up, sir?
Quickly, I do want to echo some of the things that, well, I am in support of what today's resolution did say. However, I do understand that we are not, as students, I don't think we are in the best position to actually dictate what structure it should be. So it's a good thing that the resolution actually leaves it up to the interpretation of experts who actually deal with this on a daily basis, who are well trained in this thing. I don't agree with, I know you have a tendency to do this all the time, picking at the resolutions about exactly what they do. But I think this actually echoes the sentiment of the community right now, and all of, well, I guess for you, but of myself personally. So I think it's important that we pass this, just so we can, we actually show the administration that this is what we're interested in pursuing right now. We actually can tell you what to do, but this is something that we feel should be done in order to curb some of the major issues that we're experiencing right now. So that's why I'm sure somebody else wants to speak, so I won't.
So first of all, I want to commend Representative Broadwood for doing all the back work on this resolution. In the sense, like, if you're presenting a resolution like this, this is the sort of, you should be talking to administrators. You should be talking to administrators, you should be talking to the relevant people before presenting resolutions. So great work on that. And same for Representative Raps too, in terms of her amendment. I know you've been working on these sorts of issues all year through the Women's Issues Committee. So great job to both of you doing all the back work for this. My question was sort of about funding.